Alright, hello everyone, MeanSpeed here with another Renegade Line video. Today I'm going to be talking about the live stream that was held last week, the Christmas or the holiday update video, and also the Kickstarter updates. And basically I'm going to be talking about all of the new information and the interesting things I spotted from those sources. Also, I just want to quickly mention here that you might notice a change in the audio quality, at least I hope you do, because I recently got a new microphone, so hopefully it sounds better to you. And this will basically be, I guess I'll be using this in all of my sort of non-live commentary, the voiceovers, the podcast type videos. So, you know, like the discussion videos, that sort of thing. But yeah, so first of all, I'll be talking about the live stream, and unfortunately I couldn't turn up for it. I only got to see a bit of it on my phone, so I wasn't there to see it at my computer. But luckily, a few people did actually record it and upload it to YouTube, and I will be crediting the people in the description, the people whose videos I took the screenshots from and all of that, because I don't have the names with me right now, but I will put them in the description. But yeah, thanks for that, because as far as I know, the stream hasn't been officially uploaded yet. So, I mean, I think if it would have been uploaded, it would have been done by now, because it's been a week since the stream. But yeah, so I did notice a lot of details in the live stream from both the gameplay and also things that were mentioned by the developers. So I've just got a lot of random points that I'll be bringing up here with screenshots as well, obviously. But I'm not doing this in any particular order of how things appeared in the stream. So first of all, we've got the client. We can see both factions on one screen, so that's good. You can obviously choose whatever you want from this one screen. It saves time instead of having like one screen just for the residents, then you got to back out and go to the other one for the wickeds. I think that's pretty handy. And we've got the arrows for the various clothing slots. We've got what looks to be like complete outfits, as well as the top arrows, which are to switch class. So I'm guessing this will be to switch character as well, because otherwise you could just have one character and constantly switch classes on it, which would be a bit odd. It wouldn't really make sense if that was the case, because stuff like extra character slots would be a bit redundant. So yeah. So we got the heroic moments, as I call them, because it's basically where you get text on the screen after doing a certain kill, like you did in Battlefield Heroes. So I noticed 3 of them. I'm not sure if there were more, but I'm just going to go over what I think each one is. So the first one is Vendetta, which I'm pretty sure is like sort of like a revenge or like a nemesis payback type thing. So iScratch killed Paul, who was the one streaming, and then Paul actually killed iScratch afterwards, and he got that appear. So maybe it's just getting revenge on someone who already killed you a certain amount of times or whatever, something like that. The next one was Rescue, which is basically, well, at first I thought it was something like saving a teammate who was about to die, because the first time I saw it, it was a 2v1. But it's actually just for saving yourself from death, because Paul actually got the same thing pop up after a 1v1 where he ended up on low health. So yeah, it's probably just a saving yourself thing. Think of it like a close shave, but obviously not just from 1 health. The last one I mentioned that I noticed, it's pretty much like a volley shot from Battlefield Heroes, brought from heaven, which is pretty much, yeah, just that. I mean, iScratch got killed in midair when Paul got that on his screen. He shot him up into the air with the RPG and then killed him with the machine gun. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was for, just a midair kill. So we still know that the parachute, it's basically, there's no texture to it. It's just an effect. So the function is there, just not the visuals. So I think I'm pretty sure we knew that anyway, but obviously it's just an update on that hasn't changed. So now onto the kill cam or the death cam. Basically, we've got a padlock on a large part of the screen here, which could maybe be supposed to show the scoreboard or any items you added after going to your inventory for extra confirmation, or possible advertising of in-game items, or game ads or something like that. Also, there's like a smaller padlock by the person who killed you. Maybe that's going to be like an icon of the person, so their face or whatever, some of their costume, or maybe the class itself, like the icon for the class. Also, you got the bottom left, which shows the HP, most likely the health of the person who killed you, how much they've got left, which is pretty nice, because you could tell your team that the person who killed you is on low health, so they could avenge you, and it's just good information to know in general, I think. And yeah, we've got the icon of the weapon that killed you as well. I think that's a nice touch in my opinion. And you can also see here, not all of the weapons have names yet. So this one's just got a load of numbers basically. those are just weapon IDs. I mean, some of them do have names. The RPG is just called RPG. It's not just a load of numbers for that, but most of them, they're just obviously just IDs. And I'm not sure when these are going to be named. I'm not sure if the developers are going to do another contest like they did with the map to get the community to name the weapons, but that would be pretty interesting if they did, because obviously it's just another way to involve the community. But it's not really necessary. It's just something that could be pretty good. But yeah, now we've got this instant spawn option on the bottom right. It's basically like a checkbox thing where, you know, you tick it if you want to spawn instantly after the countdown instead of going to the bigger screen with all the options. Just, you know, it's kind of like a faster option to get back into the fight, and it's going to be useful if you don't really care for the other features on the other screen. So yeah, we've got the countdown bit. The inventory is obviously maybe to change your weapon loadout in game. Maybe if somebody's not working for you, or to combat certain situations, that'd be pretty interesting to do that, as well as maybe to change your outfit just ready for your next spawn. And there's a quick chat option, which is, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can chat in the game anyway. You don't need to get to this screen to use it, but yeah, it's just another way to keep communication going, I guess. Obviously, the leave the server option, and also just game options. And I'm pretty sure the game options are going to be available in game anyway, just from a different screen. But yeah. Now we've got some bugs actually. So basically, one thing that I noticed about the blockade for the tank, basically I'm actually not sure if this bit is the bug, but or just another feature to it. But basically, you can actually place it down on the ground, so you could sort of block off certain areas. I believe it did happen once where Paul was trying to get through the dam, and then there was a shield there in the way. That could be pretty ridiculous, but especially if you stack them. But yeah, basically, if this is a feature, it's just like, you know, another thing to the talent. It's not just for walking around and holding it out. But what is definitely a bug is where you can actually have the weapons placed in mid-air, as well as the shields themselves. Where sometimes when you die, it just randomly appears. But developers know this is a bug. It'll be fixed. It could have been fixed now, actually. But yeah. Now there's another one. It's actually a bug when you spawn. You sometimes actually get stuck on a flagpole, and you're actually unable to move. So you actually have to suicide or wait for someone to kill you. So that could be quite annoying. But obviously this is something that will be fixed, along with maybe changing spawn locations. But I'm really not sure what causes you to sometimes spawn in that spot. It's pretty much a really unnecessary spot to be in. But yeah, obviously guys, it's an alpha. You can expect many bugs and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, it is solved easily by suiciding, but yeah, it could get annoying if you constantly kept getting it in a game. So yeah, now the free cam, we actually know it's usable right now in a normal game. So, you know, it's not, well, at the moment it appears to not just be restricted for maybe like a potential unranked mode or an unranked server, which could be pretty ridiculous. You know, one person could use free cam while the others are just moving around, could give away enemy positions and classes and stuff like that. So I personally think a feature like that should just be for making videos and movies. So maybe it could just be moved to just a mode where stats don't count, basically. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's the alpha. So this feature, it's in the game, but obviously we've only got this sort of one mode right now. So obviously, people will probably do that in the alpha. So some people will, you know, use voice communication, and one person will use free cam, and then they'll obviously try and sort stuff out that way. But yeah. So also you can set different paths and waypoints so that the free cam repeats a path you've already gone past. It makes for a smoother recording as well, and it's also just a pretty interesting little feature, I think. Now we did hear about the map actually, so the next map is going to be smaller. It's going to be more close quarters, because I mean, I agree with this. The developers basically said that the map is pretty big, pretty wide open. It's perhaps like too good for snipers. Yeah, it's a very large map. I mean, especially without any vehicles in the game at the moment, it's pretty. It takes a while basically to get back to the action. So yeah, now the flag capture dome is actually showcased as well. Also an ammo crate which appears when you capture a flag. So this is like a resupply area of sorts, with extra defense as well from the dome. So yeah, flag captures will be a very important thing in the game based on these two things. Because obviously you've got a place where you can go to refill your ammo if you use it all up, you know, and you haven't died. And also you got this sort of extra defense as well, so you could just hide in it maybe. But yeah, all the characters, or the classes, sorry, were actually shown apart from the sniper, which apparently is still, you know, very basic, very much a work in progress thing, with just the sniping aspect to it, obviously, and with the rifle, and no finalized talents and stuff like that and effects. So developers basically said the Kickstarter video showed everything to the sniper at that at this point in time, basically. So yeah, so I mean, obviously, it would have still been nice to see a bit of sniper gameplay, but excuse me, yeah, I mean, obviously, maybe they just wanted to just save that for when the talents are available. I don't know, but yeah, we did get to see the double jump for the thief and also shadow step. Pretty nice actually. The double jump, it's very high actually. Obviously, they'll probably tweak that, but yeah, that's finished. That's got an icon and it obviously works. And you do take quite a lot of fall damage, so maybe they'll have to modify the fall damage on that, or you just have to use the parachute all the time. But the shadow step, it doesn't have an icon, but it did have an effect to it, and it's pretty crazy actually. Basically, there's this bar that appears when you use it, and as long as the bar is still active before it runs out, you can just keep teleporting, you know, as many times as you want. That's what I got from seeing it anyway. So yeah, that could be pretty ridiculous. A very good escape tactic, definitely. But yeah, so yeah, that was pretty interesting. And you can also use taunts while moving, which I guess is a nice little touch, but I don't see how it would work with the bullhorns taunt that was released many months ago. So perhaps some of them are stationary only. And there will be a stat wipe after the alpha. You know, it is a testing stage. Nothing will be kept apart from, you know, the items that you got from the Kickstarter or the secondary donation system. Now the shockwave talent for the spotter, it can actually be stacked, which is pretty crazy. Basically, the more people that use it at once, the further away someone's going to get blasted. So yeah, I mean, the developers did joke about blasting strike in the stream. I personally think some of these talent names, you know, that they will just be known in the community as Battlefield Heroes terms for a bit until we get used to them. And obviously, when new players come in who didn't play Battlefield Heroes, they'll obviously call the talents their proper names. So yeah, but I think for a bit people will just call them by the Battlefield Heroes names, but people will get used to them in time. Now we learned about level 30 a bit. Basically, it won't take a huge amount of time to get to it to play competitive, but the developers didn't really give us any proper hours and time. But I mean, some of it, I was thinking about this, some of it comes down to how fast people level compared to others, because obviously it comes down to how good you are, how many points you can earn, and all this. So yeah, but obviously there needs to be a balance. So being eligible for competitive isn't that easily accessible to new people, because it's really for people who know the game and the mechanics, but also it shouldn't be a grind to start competitive in a competitive game. So yeah, there should be a fair amount of time needed, in my opinion. Now we've got the suicide button here. So from the menu it can be selected and it occurs instantly when you click it, which I think is something some people could abuse, because for example, if you were about to die, you could use that instead and sort of cheat death and deny a teammate a kill, basically. So yeah, I think there should be a timer to it, and also if you get shot you can't suicide for a few seconds to prevent the scenario that I mentioned from happening. Also, you don't have to leave the current server you're in to change your character. You can actually do this at the end of a round, which is very good to know, because in Battlefield Heroes this was a very annoying feature. If you wanted to balance the game, bring something new to the match, new class, whatever, you had to leave and hope there was a spot free when you got around to rejoining after getting the character. So yeah, this will be very handy. And you also seem to be able to change teams in game as well, but I'm pretty sure this is a bug because I scratched it by accident apparently, and basically he's just his name changed color. So he had the properties of being a resident, for example, but he was still a wicked, something like that. It was just a weird bug. It's probably not intentional, but yeah. Now moving on to the winter update, basically it featured the map Woodpecker's Valley with snow for like a winter theme, as well as presents and snowmen, which is pretty nice. I think it just gives the map a nice holiday themed event vibe, because obviously this will be a Christmas map meant for like a Christmas event or something like that, or just to be available during Christmas. I mean, it would be nice to play this winter map in February when the alpha's available. maybe they could just remove the presents and stuff like that so it doesn't look Christmassy. And then yeah, we could just have the Christmas stuff added around Christmas, and we could just play it as a winter map just whenever. But yeah. Finally, I just wanted to mention a few Kickstarter updates. So basically, Raw Vengeance have been posting and updating us on various things, and also thanking us for the support on the Kickstarter as well. So the most recent update showed the Resident Mini Bomb concept, which I think looks pretty awesome. It's nice to see, you know, another one of these, like they used to do, these concepts with drawings and all that. Looks pretty good. But also the update outlined all of the development progress in like a patch note style way. And this is actually something I always wanted to see from them. Basically, developers saying what they've been working on over the course of a few weeks or a month, something like that. And this is just saying all of the work that went on this month. And I hope this is really going to be an ongoing thing, because I really like to see these sort of updates. I just like to know what they've worked on in, you know, in a certain amount of time. But yeah, so yeah, guys, that was about it for, well, all the Renegade Line news for this year, I'm assuming. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.